Welcome to Bill the Drone Reviewer podcast, episode 25, What We Won't See from DJI in 2019. That's coming up next. Well, it's been quite a year for DJI in 2019, and it's also been a year plus since DJI has released the DJI Mavic 2, which happened on August 23rd, 2018 over in Brooklyn, New York. Since then, we've seen the release of the DJI Osmo Pocket. We've seen the release of the DJI Smart Controller. We've seen the release of the DJI RoboMaster S1. We've seen release of the DJI Osmo Action. We've seen release of the DJI Ronin SC. And we've seen the release of the DJI Osmo Mobile 3. And it's very much anticipated that DJI is going to be coming out with a drone in 2019. There's been a lot of leaks and pictures that have come out lately. So, of course, stay tuned to Bill the Drone Reviewer for all the breaking and latest news and information on that. So, Bill, what won't DJI do in 2019? Well, what they won't do in 2019 is that they won't hold a release event. Now, as you remember, Valerie and I had the opportunity to go to the release event last year over in Brooklyn in New York City. And when DJI puts on an event, it's first class. They rented a space called the Dougal Greenhouse. It was right on the river. It was incredibly scenic. They treated us very well. They had some nice treats afterwards in terms of some food. You know, it was very nice, and it was very much a first class event. They treated us very nicely there. So why aren't they going to hold one, Bill? Well, there's several reasons. The first reason is, number one, from a cost standpoint. It does cost them an awful lot to rent a space like this, and imagine they probably had to do this twice last year because the original event was postponed. Now, the number two is this. They will go ahead out, and as you know from previous history, whenever they do release a drone, drone content creators, especially drone YouTube content creators, the likes of mine, of Rick Smith, Kelly Shores, Aldrin Estaccio, and more, they will get sample units to go out and to be able to test those. Also, probably see Casey Neistat as well. And that really holds a lot of weight for DJI. When the drone is released, whether it's at an event or whether it's, a web-only announcement, it gets a lot of attention. And a lot of people look at these reviewers and they base their decisions on whether or not to get the drone off of it. So it carries a lot of weight for them as far as that's concerned. And the third reason that you won't see an event from DJI this year, with the rumored drone that is coming out, it's going to be a small drone. It's not going to be a big impact type of a drone. So again, DJI is looking at it in terms of a cost savings. So to run down these things again, number one, the overall cost factor for DJI is huge. To run a space like they did last year, the Dougal Greenhouse, cost them a lot of money. Number two, they have YouTube content creators like Casey Neistat, like Kelly Shores, like Rick Smith, like Aldrin Estaccio, to give them units to be able to get them tested. And when a product is released, it has a huge impact upon those that are considering whether or not to purchase it. And number three, also the size of the drone. This will be a smaller drone. It won't have what a lot of people think as the impact of, say, like a Phantom series or an Inspire series would in coming out with that. So that would be the three reasons that you're not going to see an event in 2019. So much for listening, and remember, it's a great day to fly.